What is going on, guys? My name is Pipknot, and welcome to the final episode of Dark Souls. This is the episode where we are going to take on the final boss of the game, and I decided to go to a area where I can get another dragon weapon, because I guess I'm just going to make it a thing since I've got 90% of them to go ahead and get the rest of them. We're going to be going all the way down to Ash Lake. And there's also a Hydra down there that I can kill. I can get another dragon scale. I might just upgrade one of the weapons all the way up if I end up having enough scales to do it. Ash Lake is a bit of a difficult place to get to. It's kind of in the middle. It's the huge tree that is on the far end of this area, and it just goes down. And there's only one path to go through. There's little trees you can kind of explore once you're down there. But it's pretty much just one path straight down into the Ash Lake, where there's a Covenant leader that, if you don't know what it is, I'm not going to spoil it, because the first time that I saw it, I was kind of amazed. They really well kind of hit it, and you don't get like an animated cutscene, but it's just got a cool thing, the way that the Covenant leader shows up. I still don't believe, and I can get some souls. I didn't end up farming for any souls because of my work schedule. I have finally started back to work, so I've pretty much been trying to focus on that, getting back into the swinging and doing stuff. Run this dude throwing rocks at me. We should be able to see the tree. I think it's this big one right up here. This thing is gonna... I hate this swamp area. No, don't get caught on the... Yep, this huge tree right here that goes all the way up out of sight. And it's a little bit of a walk down there too. It's got... I think there's actually something we can pick up here if I haven't already gotten it. I might have already come down here. Yeah, I've been kind of through the tree a little bit into the Great Hollow. The Great Hollow, I believe, is one of the arch trees that the game talks about during the opening cutscene, where it says that there was nothing but gray crags and arch trees and dragons. And you can actually see Ash Lake from the Tomb of the Giants whenever you're walking on your way to Nido, right there. If I can fall to get that item. Right there where Leroy... Oh, where I can fall to my death. Right there where Leroy shows up. When you're looking out over that edge, you can see Ash Lake from there. And I'm not exactly sure how... Oh, just ran off the edge. Not exactly sure how you get... Like, you're all the way here in in the swamp, and yet Ash Lake is all the way in the Tomb of the Giants. I'm not 100% certain how that all kind of lines up. Oh, I can just fall onto this instead. There we go. I'm sure there is a path to where all that kind of leads into each other. I'm just not exactly sure how it works. But I do know that down here, it's either actually in Ash Lake or it's somewhere in this tree. It's been so long since I've tried to get it. You pick up the Chloranthe ring, which is a ring that does the same thing that the Grass Crest Shield does, which makes your stamina regenerate faster, but I think the ring does it better than the shield. Ooh, almost. Get some heals, keep on moving down. There's a bunch of those dudes that will curse you pretty much right underneath me. I'm trying to look for a bit of a safer way than just falling from here down, but it doesn't look like there is one. Here they come. Take them out before they become an issue. Let's see if I can get that item. Ooh, perfection. Now I need to avoid all this smoke. Avoid the smoke and just look for ways down. Go away! I'm not getting cursed. Not again. Never again. Oh, dropped an eye of death. That would be useful if I was in Nito's Covenant and didn't kill him. You can actually see, I think these are imprints where people have been going through here and have fallen. Either that or they might be glitch shadows, I'm not exactly sure. That's one of the... yeah, one of those dudes that sprays the curse, and then that is clearly a human imprint. I think those might be glitched shadows. Yeah, because that one's tail is moving. Oh, and the little mushroom dudes are here. Oh, they can't even stand up. Ow. I tried to be friendly, but then you punched me for no reason. Also, I didn't really try to be friendly. I hit a innocent creature for simply falling into me. Are these... those are more human. I think some of them are actually imprints of where people have fallen, and some of them are shadows. But that is weird, and that one just glitched. Oh no, I attacked those, so now the big dudes are gonna be all upset at me, and getting hit by them is the same as getting hit by a semi-truck. And here we are. They even give us a little bonfire. So all of these, literally all of these are arch trees. This is pretty much what the world at one point would have looked like before the fire started and Gwyn and everybody found all their souls. It was literally just nothing. Except for dragons, trees, and that's about it. Some my humanity back. And I will go take on the giant Hydra. You can actually see the full body that you couldn't see in the leg, but the thing is just huge. This one's a little harder to take on because you do not have as much room as you do in that one area. But it makes it more defined. You can see the drop off right there. Now I know that. Yeah, that was a hit. This one must be tougher. I missed. Completely. I wonder if I can smack that hit. That's right. There's one. Oh, he's already halfway dead, and I'm gonna jump off. I did not. My aim is terrible. Do it again. There's another one. I might only have to chop off three. Down he goes. No. He's one hit away. I ain't gonna get it. I ain't gonna get it. No. Come back. No, don't spray water. Just let me destroy you. I mean, you'll just grow 2 more heads back. It's not that big a deal. Somehow. Look behind me. Where did that one just go? Right there in front of me. So it'll land about right here. Perfect. Or not perfect. Why can't I hit you? Oh, 2 of them. That is pretty much, other than mushrooms and I think clams, he was the only thing here actually threatening. Oh, another one. This place might actually just be... They might be all over the place. And running up this hill right here is annoying. Here's a skull. There's been... I haven't really ever looked into it as to what this skull is or what it belonged to. Clam. But if what most of the theories and stuff that people make are true, and Ash Lake is kind of the most preserved version of what the world was like at one point, then that means that the story that you're given is kind of skewed, because there was obviously something else around other than just dragons and trees before the souls and everything showed up. That's the only skull, though, that you will find throughout the entire game that's that size and isn't a dragon. Let's see if I can get this on without falling. Alright. Yep, another dragon, so I'm definitely going to be able to upgrade one of those weapons. I'll probably, because I really want to know, I might end up looking more into it since we're completing the series, but as of right now, I have no earthly idea what that could have belonged. It would obviously be a giant, but in Dark Souls, giants are depicted very differently. They're pretty much like giant, almost humanoid things, because most of them, the reason that they wear those things like masks, like with Go, is because their faces are kind of just giant holes. And if they can talk, it's just a voice that comes out of that hole. And since you really never see into it, it's not clear as to if there's a face inside that hole. I think the only giant that has an actual face is from Dark Souls 3, and it's Yorm, and you can kind of see his face. Let's really just leave it back in. But Yorm's face is also his is the only face that isn't like covered. He keeps it kind of in a shadow because of what he wears, which is kind of like a chainmail thing over his head, and his face is kind of in a shadow. But like if you take the image of him and do a whole bunch of stuff where you brighten it up, then you can actually see what his face looks like, and it's like a human face. I could have swore there was more to this tree. Nope, I guess not. Unless I'm just missing something. Because I think if the Claranthe ring is down here, I think this is the tree you get it out of. Oh, wait, there's a little drop right there. Where? Is this it? Oh, that's Great Magic Barrier. Let's see if I already actually have it in my inventory. I might have already picked it up. Nope, it's not in my inventory. Well, I guess that's all for this one. I also thought of actually wearing the Calamity Ring to fight Gwen, because if any of the other bosses from the DLC kind of showed me anything, it's that I am ridiculously overpowered. And the nerf would not kill me, especially since I'm summoning Solaire for the fight. But I'm also not sure how Solaire is going to affect the fight. If what I'm thinking is true, anytime you summon anybody for a boss fight, the boss's HP is increased to compensate for the fact that there's now 2 players instead of 1. So I'm gonna summon Solaire and go into the fight once without it. And if I just absolutely smoke him without killing him, I will let him kill me, and I'll run into it with the Calamity Ring on, just to try and make it more of a fair, interesting final fight. It would also be the only time I've ever worn the ring in the entire time. And here is the Covenant leader. All of the Eternal Dragons were supposed to have been eradicated, but somehow one survived. And he is the leader of the Dragon Covenant, of which I am not joining, because I am a Chaos Servant. But I can cut off his tail and he will not become aggressive. Even after you join the Covenant, you can cut off that tail, and he doesn't up and try to murder you. But that is all for this area. So it is back to Firelink. That is a fairly interesting area. It's got raises some questions about what was actually going on, and if you were actually told the truth about anything in the beginning of the game because of that skull and all that other stuff. I wonder if he would mind if I just smacked him over the head with the sword. I'm not using... I need souls. I ain't using any of the other stuff. I guess I won't. But I could, and I could probably one-shot him. And now I shall take the plunge. Because this is faster than having Kath escort me here. Now let's get our epic cutscene from this. Gwyn's tomb is now officially open. This is another thing that nobody really, I guess, is sure about as to why this is just a huge wide open void with a staircase with the souls of what look like black knights walking across it into an... I think that this is honestly... Because here's these huge walls. You would see this from the open world, like standing in the middle of Firelink. You would see this big of a fortress out in the middle of the open. It's incredibly heavily guarded, and this entire area has been scorched and just reduced to ash, because this is what happened the first time Gwyn linked the flame on his own and basically sacrificed himself. This is how powerful the soul he found was, that when he used it to link the fire, it literally just burnt everything to a crisp that was even remotely near him. So, just a bit of a theory that I personally have. This is most likely not true. But because of that white void, the amount of power that he had, and simply because he was a king and could have afforded to have this happen, it's already been stated by multiple people in the game that time doesn't necessarily move in a straight line. It's more of like intersecting timelines that different people share. I think it's possible that he knew when he offered up his soul to the fire to keep it going that something was going to happen, and it was something that would have destroyed his entire kingdom. So I think that that door isn't necessarily a door to a place that's anywhere actually in Lordran. I think he came, he basically found a way to manipulate time through either wizards from Valheim, which is the school, the dragon school where all the, like, Big Hat Logan and Griggs come from. What is this? Oh, it's Solaire. Oh yeah, I thought his summon time was actually in front of the boss gate. You can actually peek over in here, and there's Gwyn guarding his unlit bonfire. But it's possible that he basically had this area either created or he had them transport, because the fire was supposed to have been found in the base of one of the arch trees, like when you're going down and it shows you. But as you can see, there is no tree here. But that is supposedly where the first flame originated. Because I don't think it was possible that they just moved the flame. Like, it's probably been in the same place as from where it started. And so that's where he would have to go to offer up his soul. But I think he had this area kind of created because he was like, okay, if I do this, it is possible that I destroy everything, including myself. So, because all the Black Knights at one point were Silver Knights, like you see in Orlando, and the ones that followed him down here, their armor was scorched black by how hot the flame got. And that's how they all became Black Knights. But that's just something I think. That door doesn't lead you to an area that is in Lordran. It leads you somewhere way, way off, either in a different timeline, or it may actually be on the same, I guess, planet, because I assume they live on a planet. But that white thing is basically like a shortcut. Like, that white void space is basically like a fold in time. Kind of like how they think wormholes work in space, is that what it is it's like taking a piece of paper and drawing a line through it, and then taking that same piece of paper and just folding it in half. Now, both of the points where you have drawn that line, point A to point B, are now considerably closer, simply because you took what it was written on and moved it closer. But enough of the theorizing. Let's see if the final boss of this game can actually stand up to me. First hit is a swing and a miss. That is not looking too promising. He's already been staggered. Okay, I'm gonna end up mopping the floor with him. I will let him kill me, and I will put on the Calamity Ring. If Solaire doesn't kill him first. Hey, hit me. No, hit me. Oh my god, I guess I might as well get the final hit. Downward. And I got a sunlight medal for no reason. Oh, that was indeed the final boss. So from this area, I now have a choice. Either I can link the flame and take Gwyn's spot, which is what Framped wants me to do, or I can walk right out that door over there. The flame will fade, and time will take the natural order that it is supposed to, and I will become what Manus was supposed to be, which is what Kath wants. and I will become the next Dark Lord. I did not actually put any thought into which ending I wanted before starting this video, so I don't know which one I want to choose. Both of them are pretty awesome cutscenes. And I could just play through the game again and then get to this point and make the next episode me doing this again but choosing the different ending. But that would require a lot of time, and that episode might not come out for a while. Or, I guess not for a while, because I could just binge play the entire game. But with a work schedule, and me wanting to keep, like, different series going so I don't lose people's interest, the next game I was going to play was I was going to run through Dark Souls 2, and then 3, and then hopefully by that time Elden Ring would be out, and that would be a brand new game, so I would start playing that. But, as a giant dad who has killed every lord this earth has seen, I will not be a slave to a fire. I will be the king of an entirely new age.
My Lord, bless thy safe return. Let Garth and Fraft serve your Highness. We are here to serve your Highness.
You know, I used to always think that what happened right there is that there was a continuity error, because I never actually paid attention as to where the character was, and I always assumed that he was walking out of the actual boss room, which is there's a spiral staircase going down, and I always wondered how a spiral staircase that was going up turned into a straight path with a bunch of the snake dudes going straight out of the boss room. But after doing it a couple of times and finally paying attention, it shows you walking out from where you put the Lord vessel, not from the actual boss room. So your character physically walked all the way out of the boss room, up and out, back to the Lord vessel. And that's where that cutscene takes place. But it always, the first time I played the game, I was kind of looking at like, that staircase, I guess, just disappeared. But this has definitely been a fun playthrough. I did not expect to get as overpowered as I was. And I guess since I've beaten it and I get to go into New Game Plus, and I would rather end this on a even number of episodes, all of the bosses are going to reset, which means all of the PvP areas are going to be reset. I can probably for a 20th episode, do kind of like a special where it can just strictly be PvP. And then I can kind of do that in the meantime while I'm thinking of how I'm going to go about Dark Souls 2. Because out of all 3 of the Dark Souls games, I've beaten 1 and I have beaten 3. I have never actually beaten 2. Because when I start going through it, the mechanic for every time you die, you lose a little bit of your permanent max health. And the only way to get it back is with the human effigies. And you run through those things like water. And they can technically be farmed up, but in Dark Souls 2, once you kill an enemy so many times, they stop respawning permanently. So you run out of places to farm them to kind of get through the game. And for some reason in Dark Souls 2, I've got the worst habit of getting killed, even in the easiest places. So I usually end up putting myself in a situation where I'm out of ways to get effigies, and I'll get up against a boss and just die so many times that I literally just lock myself out of being able to beat the boss out of not having enough health. Which could just be my fault for not putting enough points into health, but I always think I put enough in. The farthest I've actually gotten is the blue smelter demon, which I think is somewhere near the end, but I'm not exactly sure because I've never gotten to the end of the game. And I also never sit through credits either, but I figured since this is a very, very good game, the people who made it deserve to have their credits looked at. And just like that,
yes,
we are
indeed.
sent straight back.
The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land,
This cutscene kind of makes sense if you choose to light the fire, because when you look at how Dark Souls 3 goes about with the Soul of Cinder,
where they are
basically the canon ending for this game is that you light the fire, because that would be the only way for Dark Souls 3 to be possible. Which is, every time someone has linked the fire, it's been done so many times to keep the Age of Fire going, that the final boss for that game is just a mash together of all those different souls that has took on a personification of its own to now guard the flame. And every time the flame gets relit, he just continues to get stronger and stronger. So that final boss for that game is technically you fighting every character that you've ever lit the flame with. But I guess I can run through this area just because I want to see if I can one-tap the final boss. Or not the final boss, but the boss for this area. Because I don't think I was able to take him on the first time I met him, and there's actually, if you're able to kill him during the first encounter, instead of leaving the boss room to get that plunging attack on him, you actually get something for it. I can reverse my humanity here. But this will give me a chance to test out my black flame. Since I thought about using it on Gwyn, but I think he's resistant to fire. It's not bad. Oh, but my sword does so much more. weapon you're holding. It's mine. Yeah, demon's great. And I won't. It's a lot. I guess you technically do have to run through this area. Because I could have swore he would have dropped the Pilgrim's Key. Unless maybe they just took that out for the remaster. I was pretty sure in New Game Plus he just dropped it so that you could just get through the area because there would be no reason to run through picking up all your starter stuff again. And you've already got the Estus Flask, so running into Oscar would just make no sense because he has nothing to give you. Well, I guess unless he gives you the Pilgrim's Key. Sorry, Oscar. I know, fate of the undead and all that. Yep, and that takes us right back here. What? I really hope I wasn't supposed to talk to him. Like, I actually have a conversation with him. Because that's gonna suck now that he's dead. Oh, no, he just drops it. Okay. I thought it was like an automatic thing once he died. But I did kind of murder him in cold blood, so I guess he wouldn't have had a chance to give it to me. I've also got... Oh, I should have kept Manus' soul instead of using it, because if you give it to Snuggly the Crow over here, that's how you get the last dark sorcery. You have to trade it, and he gives you Dark Bead, which is pretty much the most powerful spell in this game. I could trade Soul of Gwyn, or I could use it. I think you get something... No. The Soul of Gwyn you have to offer... if you offer it once you join the Sunlight Covenant, which is the one that Solaire is a part of, joining that covenant and offering Gwyn's soul gives you access to Gwyn's lightning bolt. Which isn't, I guess, anywhere near the most powerful miracle you could get, but it is fairly strong if you manage to hit anybody directly with it. I just skip these cutscenes since we've already seen them. I can at least end the episode off back in Firelink. Yay. And actually, it wouldn't be a proper Dark Souls playthrough if I didn't kill this buzzkill sitting right here. Don't be a killjoy and bad things won't happen.
But I'm not defenseless, you rascal.
Just don't be a killjoy, dude. That's all you gotta do. Yep, I did him a favor. And actually, there's two killjoys here. There's him, and then there's this guy right here who likes to kill innocent priest women, and you know, that is an unforgivable sin in the eyes of Giant Dad. You shan't heal. But you shall get dunked on. actually. Okay, I did pick up the cracked red eye orbs from here. That's probably how I'll end up doing the PvP, is I'll just be invading people if I can find them. Because waiting for people to invade me during a whole episode would just be a pain. And I can get, I think, 5 more of them down here. Yep, or, well, 4 more. But that's probably how I'll do the PvP. I'll look up areas that, since this game's kind of old even for the remaster, I'll look up different areas where PvP is still, I guess, going on, or where most of the stuff goes on, and then I'll just do invasions there. But this is where I'm going to leave the final episode off. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you liked it. It is always appreciated. And, well, what is it? I've been Pipknot, signing out.